Hello everyone and welcome back to another Rise of Kingdoms video. This is Dragothien here, and we have crystal acquisition changes, also immigration rule changes as well for Lost Kingdom. Let's jump into these different details. Let's give you some reactions on what we're going to be getting from the developers. We want to make sure that we are giving a fair assessment. Again, this is a sponsored content creation channel for Rise of Kingdoms, but you know me, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. If it's good, I'm going to tell you it's good. Bad, I'm going to tell you it's bad. So let's jump into this. Oh, before I forget, I will be streaming Lost Ark today as well. Lost Ark comes out for new Founder Pack purchases. So Lost Ark officially comes out on the 11th of February, but if you buy one of the Founder Packs, you get early game access. And it's a game that I've been interested in for months. I've been looking forward to seeing it come out. It's got rave reviews all over Steam. It's got rave reviews for players that are currently playing it in Korea and Russia. I'm looking forward to playing this with you guys as well. If you want to join me, I'm going to be doing the Xena server, I think. Look out for if I change that or not, but I think Regulus is going to be the one that's going to have the biggest player base. So I'm going to try a Xena and see how that plays out. But this game looks really fun to play, so I'm looking forward to maybe having a few of you play that with me as well. Again, my other channel as well, make sure you try and go over there, hit the sub button, hit the like button there and here. I'm playing War in Order, and I'm playing Infinite Galaxy over on that channel as well. We got so much going on, guys. Let's go over what's changing going forward. First off, this stuff will start applying in March. So there is a message in here saying these changes will be coming online in March and consist of the following. Number one, changes to crystal acquisition. Basically, they've heard the community, they've heard everybody that's playing. They want to make sure that they're acknowledging that. Number one, difficulty levels for the new Season of Conquest event, Trial of Kal Karak, will be unlocked as progress is made in Lost Kingdom. Governors can gain crystals, season coins, and other rewards by taking part in this event. Seems pretty good. I like the fact that there's extra ways to get crystals and season coins other than completing very difficult objectives on the actual events itself for Lost Kingdom. And then certainly with crystals, anytime you can go ahead and get extra crystals through non-AP, non-money means is very, very good. So we'll see how that plays out, but that's a good idea. Let's see how it is actually executed in the game. We need to make sure that it's not just trivial, right? Number two, discounted legendary commander sculptures and equipment material choice chest legendary will be made available in the season shop. That's awesome. You know, for most people, they can't really afford to make a bunch of legendary accessories. So when we're talking about what we can give the normal population, the average player, all the way up to whale status, I mean, making legendary commander sculptures less expensive in the shop, and also legendary materials to make that equipment from the Heroic Anthem or the Season of Conquest KBK shop is very, very good. That's just a good thing. Now, again, how discounted is it? We'll have to see. Is it trivial? Is it half off? That's where because I never tend to use the coins that I acquire during my KBKs for legendary sculptures or materials because it's so difficult to get some of those really top tier high end accessories. So you can never really have too many of those, and especially considering you need to have those in multiples to likely proc many of those as well. It's going to be difficult for most players that are rally and garrison based, justify using your coins on those sculptures or the material choice chests. But you definitely will have the option to maybe have a reduced cost. Maybe at the end of your season, you've got 100,000 coins left or 50,000 coins left, and you don't have enough to get another accessory, and you don't want to just, carry them over to next season. Maybe it's going to be worthwhile to go ahead and grab the sculptures and the material choice chest from a cost standpoint. We'll have to see. Number three, governors can spend crystals to receive speed up items now in the new Season of Conquest event Give and Receive. I mean, if they're giving you more ways to spend crystals, to me, they're really pumping up the crystal volume that you're going to be getting. I mean, for anybody who's not a decent spender and up, it's very difficult to max out your crystal tech in a reasonable time. It also depends on the give and receive event, how early that is. Does it last the whole KVK? Something that would be nice to have information wise. Assuming that it's available towards the end of KVK, this is great because this is basically just going to be free speed ups because a lot of people are going to have, whether you're spending or not, are going to have extra crystals at the end of the KVK. And they may want to get those speed ups versus getting extra coins towards the Heroic Anthem shop or the Season of Conquest shop. I keep saying Heroic Anthem. Season of Conquest shop. So something to look into. We're going to have to figure out how long the event is, when it starts, etc. Number 4, complete challenges in the new Season of Conquest event. Crystal Quest to increase the event level and gain more crystals. Okay, so again, another way to gain more. This is all reading really well. This is all reading really well for the average player to be able to get max tech or getting close to max tech by being active in the game, completing all these events, getting all of these extra crystals that are being pumped into the game. So far, I'm happy. So far, I'm happy for the average player out there who just needs that little extra boost and just needs some help getting crystals in Season of Conquest. Because right now, if you don't have this kind of help and you're not, online 20 hours a day or 18 hours a day, it's very difficult to max tech as a non-spender. So looking forward to seeing so far these events in the game transpire into more crystals for free-to-play and low-spending players. Number 5, rewards have been changed for Season of Conquest event Eve of the Crusade. Governors can gain crystals through this event as well. Awesome. So you can get crystals through Eve of the Crusade now, making Eve of the Crusade super critical, not only for free-to-play and low-spending players, but even if you are going to be spending and maxing your crystal tech early, getting more crystals early means you may be able to unlock that 6th March earlier, which means you may be able to get the extra all damage buff earlier. This could be a double-edged sword here. Again, just kind of explaining it through my thought process here. If you are really, really heavy into the game early in KVK and are really grinding barbs and doing forts and things like that, and you're spending on top of that, buying the Conqueror's Will bundle all the time, buying the pass bundles for sure, to get those extra crystals, and you do really well on the pre-KVK events and get X number of crystals, this could be a little bit of a bad thing. Just looking at it from a free-to-play and low-spenders perspective against what is already going to be an uphill climb against spenders in the game. If a spender has better tech because they won pre-KVK events that generate crystals and can spend and buy for early game stuff, I mean, this could actually backfire. But we have to see which part of pre-KVK this goes on. Is it for just the actual events themselves and not the ranking, the overall ranking, or is it only for the overall ranking? We'll have to figure it out. It says the event Eve of the Crusade, so I'm hoping it's not just for the ranking, because that's a very pay-to-win ranker when it comes to troop training. Troop training is going to be really where you win that event. You can certainly put some good rank for yourself, killing a ton of marauders and even doing some of the forts, but really you win or lose that event by making troops. So interesting to see how that plays out. That could be a double-edged sword. It could give you, as a free-to-play or low-spending player, more crystals to do more with at the very beginning, which is good, but it's also giving the players that spend more crystals too, and it can make them even more powerful earlier in the KVK. So we'll have to see. Number 6, buffs for crystal technologies have been fine-tuned. Please take note of the new effects once they have come online. This could change everything. Okay, so we need to make sure once that information comes out, I will throw it up on this channel for sure. Once we know what the crystal tech changes are, to me, crystal tech, the reason crystal tech is so anticlimactic for low spending and free-to-play players is because the higher you get up on that tech tree, the all damage buffs, the extra marches, the attack buffs, they just stack up to make a low spending or free-to-play player almost obsolete on the open field. It's really tragic especially considering if you're going up against a Max Tech, Crystal Tech player, it could be a huge dynamic change. So if these technologies saying they've been fine-tuned, I'm assuming they're going to be lowering the damage numbers or lowering the attack numbers or something to make it even though you get to Max Tech, you're not so there's not so much of a gap between a Max Crystal Tech player and maybe a middling Crystal Tech player. Keep it like this, not like this kind of thing. So that's kind of what I'm thinking that number 6 is. That could be huge, huge for low spending and free to play players, medium spending, doesn't matter. Everybody will be affected by that. Number 7, reduce the difficulty of killing level 41 to 45 bar patrols, allowing governors to gain crystals more easily. I think this really helps the completely free to play players who don't have any really solid commanders. I would think they would have decent peacekeeping commanders if they're in that boat. As you level up your crystal tech, especially the barbarian damage portion of that crystal tech, the 41 to 45 barbs and plus, right, are pretty easy. They're not that bad. So at the beginning, they can certainly be bad if you don't have those barbarian damage crystal techs pumped up. These are very difficult. But other than that, though, I mean, it's a minor buff. That's good. 8 remaining crystals will not be converted into gold and will instead be converted into season coins at a fixed proportion. Interesting. So I guess at the end, you're going to have the thought of, do you want to convert your crystals into speed ups at the end, or do you want to convert them into season coins at the end? And then, which rewards are better. I think we're going to have to see more with that as well. That's pretty good. I like that. I mean, because again, if say you have 1 million or 2 million crystals left, 1 million or 2 million gold is not going to impact you like at all. Like that gives you, an extra half full hospital of T4 or a 10-second fight for a T5 player. Like it's nothing. So anything you can do to change that mechanic into something that's actually going to give you something decent, like speed ups or season coins, being able to buy Season of Conquest shop items, good change. All right, we hope these changes will allow governors to obtain crystals more easily and have a better Season of Conquest experience. I hope so too. I hope this is something that's going to really help medium, low, and free-to-play spending, medium and low spending and free-to-play players, I guess I should say, in the game, because Season of Conquest is a huge part of this game, and it comes so quickly now for newer players. So I'm really looking forward to seeing this really working out for them. The changes will be implemented in March. Points 1 through 7 will only take effect after a new... Oh, no. Our KVK coming up starts on the 23rd of February. That sucks. Points 1 through 7 will only take effect after a new Lost Kingdom starts, where Lost Kingdom is already underway. The changes will not take effect. Now, luckily, I've got accounts spread across multiple servers, so once we get one of the KVKs that has the new system in place, I'll certainly be showcasing that for you here on the channel, but oh man, that sucks. 916's KVK is coming up. It starts on the 23rd for Heroic Anthem. That sucks. Okay. We're already into that. We'll send another detailed announcement before the changes are due to be implemented. Now, there's immigration changes as well. We've discovered that a number of governors have been using the immigration feature to return to new kingdoms during Season of Conquest. The number of governors doing this is quite large. And is having a significant effect on the ability of governors in these new kingdoms to participate in Lost Kingdom events. As a result of this, we will be changing the migration rules and adding limits in order to ensure that governors in new kingdoms have a better game experience. We will be redefining immigration and changing specific immigration rules. These changes are significant and large in scope, so we'll be dividing migration into 3 types, besides using beginner teleports to migrate to a kingdom that is nascent, okay? Cross-season migration. When the current kingdom, so say I'm in Kingdom 300, and the destination kingdom are in different seasons. So say I want to migrate to Kingdom 2300. And when the current kingdom's server age is older than the destination kingdom, so older meaning earlier kingdom, right? Governors may engage in cross-season migration. What? That doesn't make any sense. Same season migration. When the current kingdom and the destination kingdom are in the same season, governors may engage in same season migration. Same region migration. Regions are composed of 8 kingdoms. Governors may engage. So they made it wide open. Those 3 things just describe the current system, the way it is right now. Okay, let's go down to number 1, cross-season migration. Cross-season immigration will be subject to a quota. Kingdoms in Season 2 and 3 of Lost Kingdom will be able to receive a maximum of 30 migrating characters per season. Okay, power limits for cross-season migration will be determined by the king and confirmed 48 hours before migration begins. So it's going to have the same mechanic as the ticket system, I'd imagine. After immigration begins, governors who fulfill all the necessary criteria may engage in cross-season migration until the destination kingdom's quota is met. Same season immigration during seasons 2 and 3. Possible provided character. Okay. Same season immigration is possible provided that the character registering for immigration is no more than 90 days older than the opening time of the destination kingdom. During Season of Conquest, there are no limits on character registration time for immigration. Immigration start time. Same season immigration and cross-season immigration may begin once the destination kingdom enters the preparation phase for Lost Kingdom Season 2. Again, same as it always has been. Cross-season immigration ends once the destination kingdom enters the preparation phase for Lost Kingdom Season of Conquest. Again, same as it is right now. After Season 1 of Lost Kingdom has begun, all subsequent immigration will begin 1 day after Lost Kingdom ends. Again, same thing as it is right now. Number 4, immigration from Rising Kingdoms and Imperium Kingdoms has fixed power limits. For Rising Kingdoms, the power limit is 10 million. For Imperium Kingdoms, the power limit is 15 million. For Lost Kingdom Season 2, 25. What? Immigration from Imperium Kingdoms has fixed power limits. For Imperium Kingdoms, the power limit is 15 million. Let's reread number 4. Immigration from Rising Kingdoms, which is the Season 1 section, and Imperium Kingdoms has fixed power limits. I see. Okay. Here we go. Here's the layman's term explanation. Such a terrible writing of what this is. Okay. If you're in an Imperium Kingdom in Season 2, your maximum power that you can migrate out is 15 million. If you're an Imperium Kingdom in Season 3, the maximum power you can migrate out is 25 million. If you're an Imperium Kingdom in Season of Conquest, the maximum power you can migrate out is 35 million. That is crazy, by the way. That is crazy. Like, it's not just that you can't migrate back to Season 2 Kingdom. You can't migrate, period. Okay, if this is accurate, this is a huge mess up here. I don't think this is accurate. This would effectively destroy the migration system. I'm trying to noodle this through because the way it reads basically limits if you are in Season of Conquest and you are in an Imperium Kingdom and you have more than 35 million power, you cannot migrate. That's what number 4 says. You can't migrate out, which means if you're on a crappy server, you're stuck. And I guess the other question is, if you're already Imperium is your top 300 players on your kingdom, which are usually a lot more than 35 million power. How do you become not Imperium if you can't migrate? Huge mess up here. Maybe this is just not typed right. Or maybe this is only for going to Kingdom Season 2. It says immigration from. So leaving those kingdoms. 35 million power limit for Season of Conquest Imperium. 25 million power limit for Season 3 Imperium. And 15 million power limit for Season 2 Imperium. That will break the game. Let's move on. Because I'm going to sit here for the next 20 minutes just baffled. Number 5, kingdoms can accept governors with power that meets or exceeds the current entrance requirement via special migration. Special migration will not count towards a kingdom's cross-season immigration quota. We have added an immigration scheduling feature, number 6. Governors can select a kingdom that is in the middle of a Lost Kingdom event and will be notified when immigration to that kingdom becomes possible. That's kind of cool, I guess. These changes will not affect the use of beginner teleport items. These changes will come online in mid-March, and you'll receive an official detailed notification before they come into effect. As an incentive for governors considering immigration to immigrate in good time, we'll send a New World bundle to all governors who migrate before the changes take place. That's nice. That's $185. Any questions you might have? I've got questions. Everything was peachy, really, until we got to the migration stuff in general, but everything else was peachy. The crystal stuff looks really good. And I'm looking forward to seeing how they play out in the real world game, okay? But the immigration stuff has either been explained poorly / incorrectly, or this is going to almost lock Imperium kingdoms into being Imperium. Like, number one, cross-season immigration is basically a description of the current system, except they put a cap of 30 players. Cross-season immigration will be subject to a quota. Kingdoms in Season 2 and 3 of Lost Kingdom will be able to receive a maximum of 30 migrating characters per season. That's the only change. Power limits for cross-season immigration will be determined by the king that's existing. After immigration begins, governors who fulfill all the necessary criteria may engage in cross-season immigration until that same system. Same season immigration during Seasons 2 and 3 of Lost Kingdom. Same season immigration is possible, provided that the character registering for immigration is no more than 90 days older than the opening time of the... What? Same season immigration during Seasons 2 and 3 of Lost Kingdom. Same season immigration is possible, provided that the character registering for immigration is no more than 90 days older than the opening time of the destination kingdom. Why does that matter? You're still allowing older players in Kingdom 300 to migrate to Kingdoms 2 and 3. Why are you limiting the same season migration to players no more than 90 days older? It doesn't make sense. During Season of Conquest, there are no limits on character registration time for immigration. I don't understand that. If you're in the same season, you'll pretty much be within that 90-day window. There may be some that are older, but for the most part, it should be pretty close. Why put a limit on same season migration accounts, which could have the possibility of being a newer account and just powered up really hard or whatever, right? Versus having no limit on age of account from Season of Conquest to come back to Seasons 2 and 3. Again, it doesn't make sense. And then 4 completely... Let me read 4 again. Immigration from Rising and Imperium kingdoms has fixed power limits. Immigration from Rising and Imperium kingdoms has fixed power limits. For Rising kingdoms, the power limit is 10 million. So again, the way this reads, if you are in a Rising kingdom early in the game, if you are in a Rising kingdom and you want to migrate and you have more than 10 million power, you're stuck. You're stuck. You're not going anywhere. You're sitting tight. For Imperium kingdoms, in Season 2, the power limit to migrate is 15 million power. If you're an Imperium kingdom in Season 3, your power limit to migrate is 25 million power. If you're in Season of Conquest and you're Imperium, your power limit is 35 million power to migrate. If this is to migrate to Season 2 kingdoms, then okay. I like it. I love it. But if this is just generically migrating, like if I'm in Kingdom 300 and I want to migrate to Kingdom 350 and I've got 57 million power, I can't migrate. According to number 4. According to the change number 4, basically if you've got a max tech academy, because you can't kill enough troops to get below like 37 million, 50 million. Once you've maxed your tech, you're stuck. You're there. You're in that kingdom, baby. That's what number 4 says. If you're an Imperium kingdom. If you're an Imperium kingdom. If you're not an Imperium kingdom, none of this applies. Which is great. That's the way it should be. That's the way it currently is. If you are in an Imperium king, this makes people not want to be in Imperium kingdoms. I wonder if that's the play. I wonder if the developers are like, you know what? F Imperium Kingdoms. We're going to make it to where you never want to go there, because if you go to an Imperium Kingdom, you're there for life, baby. You're there for life. That's what number 4 does. If you migrate to 254 and you have 50 million power without troops, you're there forever. You're not going anywhere. Okay? Well, this video started out really, really well. The changes were amazing. I love the Crystal Tech stuff. I am looking forward to seeing how they play out. There is a bunch of events that will either make or break these changes. The discounts will play a big deal. But this migration change could have been so much simpler. Just make it to where Season of Conquest accounts can't migrate to Season 2 or Season 3. Let the people who are brand new to the game experience Seasons 1, 2, and 3 without Season of Conquest players coming in with a bunch of crystal daggers and greatest glories and, you know, maxed commanders. Even though they're Season 2 and Season 3 commanders, not everybody in those new player Seasons 1 through 3 have, you know, those 140-day commanders completely maxed. Yikes. Okay, well, immigration changes aside, good things. Immigration change stuff needs to be adjusted. I'm gonna make some queries and see what we can do to get these things not adjusted. I mean, who am I to say that this needs to be adjusted? Let me know what you guys think. I mean, let me know, please, what you guys think in the comment section below based on this message, and especially based on number 4, because everything else is the same. Everything else is the same on the immigration. Number 4 is the change. And also, again, the 30 quota. The 30 quota for immigration coming in is a change. But that's it. It's a 30 quota change for earlier kingdoms to get older kingdom players. And number 4 is a massive change for Imperium. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I hope I haven't lost you in this 30-minute video. I apologize. But we just had to keep reading this because this is huge. This is a massive change. Again, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I'll see you guys next time. Cheers. Have a good one. And take care.